Good day, friends. My name is Tracy Brown, and my team and I of non-diet dietitians provide trauma-informed care so that you can feel safer in your skin. Well, so we've been talking about diversity this week, diversity in people, the way we look, and hope you enjoyed that video on, and food too, a little bit, but hope you enjoyed that video on Monday where we just kind of talked about the joy of it and the benefits to you of experiencing it on a relational level with yourself and others. But today I want to talk about food a little bit because, of course, I'm going to get the nutrition stuff out of the way. Let's just do that first. Is that, of course, a diversity of food, if you can get access to it. Now, I know that a diversity of food can be a challenge or a barrier, depending on a lot of things, right? So it could be dependent on access to food in your local area. It could be dependent on finances. It could be dependent on medical concerns, your capacity, so your ability to maybe think through how to utilize the food you have in a variety of ways. I know that's something that my team and we feel like we have a lot of fun with our clients is, what do you have and how can we make this move and stretch and flex and learn a new way to use all these different, maybe the food you have access to. We enjoy that process with people, but that takes some capacity, it takes some creativity, but we're not really talking about that part of it, even though obviously that's very important. But what I'm talking about here is what it means to allow diversity. So let's say that you have the capacity, you have the support, you have the access to eat a variety of foods, but you're struggling to do it. So what we like to work with was, what are the reach barriers here of having diversity of food? What does it mean that if you won't allow yourself to have it? And then what does it mean that you do? All right. So when we don't allow ourselves to have diversity of food, I'll just use one example from my own lived experience, is that I often wouldn't do a variety of food because I knew if I ate this for breakfast and this for snack and that for dinner or whatever I was doing, I knew how I was going to feel. So looking back, you can kind of see, and I can look back and think, oh, the way I ate, obviously it wasn't embodied and had nothing to do with my preferences. And I even knew that it was a good idea to eat a variety of foods health-wise. I wouldn't let myself have it because if I ate the same thing interoceptively inside, I knew how I was going to feel and what I was doing unconsciously and then eventually kind of consciously. And I had to make a decision if I wanted to move forward to do something different and learn other skills, is that I had to I'm eating in this way so that I know what to expect. And right there, that's a trauma symptom, right? It's a symptom of hypervigilance, which is a symptom of being in kind of a chronic flight response. And I had to get to the root of what was keeping the activation going in my system. Was it just minimizing my experience that I was having now and in the past and my fears of the future? What was that about? So part of the function of lack of diversity in my food intake, it wasn't because I couldn't maybe figure out some creativity or get some support with that. I could. It was because if I ate more in a more embodied way, I would have to feel more and I would have to deal with some stuff. And I didn't know what I didn't know, basically. So that's why I'm sharing that with you. But that's a really common example that I hear from other people as well. Another reason people don't do diversity is there's just this faux sense of control. And that goes back to what I was just talking about. But, sometimes it's like if I eat this thing, especially in certain circumstances, people know what to expect of me. Maybe that's part of my identity. If I let go of my repetitive eating, I'm also letting go of maybe some connections with the only maybe source of connection I might have with certain people. And if let's say this is the family way of eating and you do something different, you might get rejection. There's all kinds of reasons we refuse diversity. However, if we decide that we want to start to heal some of those issues, what's it going to look like when you do diversity is, yes, at the beginning, you're going to feel more emotions. You will. And that's why obviously we're always talking about name the state, fight, flight, freeze, please, attach, and how familiar does this feel, what's coming up for you, as well as what does my body really want, and what do I get out of getting the need met? Oh, I might feel more peace. I might feel less food people always talk about food noise these days. Like, well, part of the food noise is like this suppression of authenticity, and getting a full maybe range of food needs and preferences met, maybe enough calories, whatever it is. Meal timing, not pushing through meal times to be, produce more stuff, to trying to earn some worth, whatever that is. You start to learn that there's room, that you can have a diverse food life. You also can have maybe a diverse life and have a variety of experiences that you can learn to trust yourself that you can navigate. Basically, it means a bigger life. All right. So I hope this video was really helpful. Hopefully it gave you some tips. I hope it actually maybe woke something up in you that's been needing to be heard, but you didn't have the language for. That's my deepest hope. So thank you for watching. If you need more support, you can reach out, and I'll see you in the next videos. Bye for now.